Recording. Hello, club patrons. What day is this?
It's the 4th.
It is
April
the 4th
4th.
of April. I don't remember when I recorded the last episode.
The orc invasion is far more serious than we
I'm going to
originally...
ignore Gabriel because he talks too long.
But he has a beautiful, sexy voice. Also, hello, club patrons. It is I, a club patron.
Yes, we have a guest today.
Yes, if you, Oh wait, this is YouTube. I can say it, but I'm not going to. If you donate and give enough souls to the Demon Queen, she lets you sit in her presence.
I know absent hero
Sometimes.
has murdered quite
Very
a few
nice.
people.
She keeps it warm. Technically, I murdered over 24. Brought over 24 souls into your stream.
The seat is always warm because I'm in hell.
Brother Mateo, second squad is to man those buildings opposite
I
the
actually
market
just did this
streets.
mission
Go.
myself.
How far did you get?
I think the
Brother
mission after
Tantius,
this where
take
where
ninth squad and shore
Bale
around
and
defenses
Sindri
along our
first show
southern
up.
flank. We need those gun emplacements
Oh,
operational.
fucking Alpha Legion with their Nurgle weapon wielding Chaos Sword nerds.
That
and
is correct,
sorcerer
Brother
pledging.
Karanis. Begin executing Protocol 18. We will silence
Just
that orc
make
artillery.
sure it's the last fight of their lives.
No, well, it also
My
bothers
lord,
me. It
I've
definitely
taken the
feels like
liberty
an
of
Alpha
stationing
Legion
my
thing that would
Imperial Guard
happen.
around the key facilities, including the spaceport
Yeah.
and power plant.
Your
I
initiative
think they
is
just wanted
admirable,
mustache
Colonel,
twirling
but I
villains that
need
weren't
you
quite
to
didn't have
pull your men
mustaches
back
to
to
twirl.
this location where they can concentrate
Supposedly,
their defense.
the Alpha Legion wasn't that fleshed out at the time of this game's development.
But if we abandon the
So just
spaceport,
kinda
Yeah, I
did
believe.
some
Cannot
random
hold the
shit.
spaceport, Colonel.
The most of
have to
Chaos was
maximize
not
our
developed
defense in
until
one
they started
location
writing the
to
Horus
assure
Heresy
victory.
books.
Do not mistake
Honestly,
your simple manner
like the
for
Iron
strength.
Warriors were one of the few that
They
had
are
books
far more
before the Horus
cunning than they
Heresy,
may seem.
and they were
Now
mustache
go.
twirling villains. They didn't have any specialty.
yes, my lord.
Twirling their robo
I do
mustaches and
not
laughing
agree
in
with this
French.
course of action. Why are we
Literally,
sitting
like
back
they
waiting for the
actually
orcs to
didn't
strike?
specialize in siege
We should
warfare at the
attack.
time.
Surely it is
Or
better than
they
doing
did, but
nothing.
that was the only
You
thing
would
they
have
did.
us meet the orcs on open ground?
It was both.
That would
It
be
was weird.
madness. It is written in the Codex Astartes that this situation
The
calls
Codex
for a
Astartes does not
defensive
support
action.
this action.
Of course. You are right. Perhaps
The
patience
Codex
is the better
Astartes
virtue here.
is nice.
I can't wait for Space Marine 2. I want to see if they do anything with that dumbass. That.
Brothers,
Why do you
The
have
Andros.
orcs have overrun the city.
Stand
This
ready.
transgression shall not stand.
I think it's
We
because
will
of
fight
my
until the
library
last
versus
orc
sword
is dead.
instead of his
Heavy
weapon.
bolter turrets have been made available to us.
No,
Be sure to
I
place
don't
the
know if he did.
defensive power
No, he has a
wisely.
force weapon in
Turrets
the
can now be
original
upgraded
game.
to missile
I'm playing with
turrets.
Soulstorms.
These will be able to hold against almost any vehicle threat.
By the way, if I didn't say it last
Landmines
video,
are now
I'm using a
available
mod
for
to play as
placement
the
in our
Soulstorms now
enemy's
to deal with the
paths.
fucking
The
resolution being an
orcs
asshole.
maintain an iron grip on the city's
Yeah, I've been
strategic
playing this
points.
game on the
We
original
must
Dawn of
raid
War
their
because I bought it,
homes
so
and
might as
deny
well.
the orcs their supplies. We're here.
I saved Soulstorm entirely just for unification.
Something that was funny that I realized, in the first mission, Landfall, in the original, when you save the guardsmen, they just kind of go back into their craters and fight. In the mod, they join your forces, so you can supplement your space marines with guardsmen and end the mission faster.
I'm pretty sure they're also actually Imperial Guardsmen in this game.
The Emperor protects.
Because in the,
At your
they're
command.
called Imperial Guard in the first Dawn of War, but they don't have the same stats.
They're Planetary Defense Force.
Yeah, they're a lot squishier in this one, in the original Dawn of War. Squishier and less accurate, but they're also more numerous.
Yeah, you can have, like, I think it's like 15 or 16, basically the same amount as a
This
Slaughter Boy
day
squad.
shall be a glorious one.
Yeah,
for
they're
the
shooty orcs,
Ever vigilant.
and they're meant because they're not meant to be ones you really play. They're just ones that
I
you're
stand
given.
ready.
They're orcs if the orcs are garbage because they only
Reporting,
have
sir.
their fucking angry flashlights.
They have orcs, but if the orcs were garbage, they're called Eldar.
No, those are space elves.
Yes.
No, the Eldar are just squishy just squishy skinny orcs with more color. At least that's how they play.
Squishy, skinny orcs.
That's how they play in this game. Just get one of each unit and you're on your way.
With all due haste.
And Space Marines are just orcs that have discipline.
The Emperor protects.
Orcs are just very expensive Imperial Guard. I'm reminded of the Thunder Psyker joke. The planet Tartarus is overrun with
Yes,
barbaric
my lord.
war-hungry savages who are defending themselves from the
Reporting,
orcs.
sir. At your command.
That's basically what humanity is.
Heresy grows from
Venerate
idleness.
the immortal Emperor. Venerate the immortal Emperor.
Heresy grows from idleness. Well, these Space Marines must be heretics for how long they've been standing here.
Yes.
They're not idle,
The
they're
Emperor protects.
watching.
Yes, my
Now,
lord.
don't make the same mistake I did and abandon one they post, just send the entire army forward.
What I usually do is abandon the post and let the guardsmen protect it.
The Emperor protects.
The guardsmen tend to die too quickly, and
Another
at
machine
least,
cult's over there.
of course, maybe that's because I was playing the original Dawn of War where they're squishier.
No, they're still squishy as shit. I almost lost this
Reporting,
one
sir.
squad to just a couple
The
boys.
Emperor protects.
Yeah, usually I play,
Following orders.
what I did is I built an entire army of
Emperor
Space Marines and
protects.
then just sent them all for, and then sent half them forward and tried using the other half to
Yes,
hold.
sir.
They're utterly useless.
Knowledge is
I sent too many forward though, and I actually lost both
Enemies
lost
of the Emperor
both points.
still draw breath.
Yes,
That's
my
what
lord.
this
Reporting, sir. The Emperor protects.
Because I decided to go after the base because I couldn't remember if I was supposed to hold out or take it out.
Following orders.
So I just went after the base to clear it out.
The Emperor protects.
Where are these fucks going? Oh, Clan Megastoppers.
I serve.
What Mega Stomper?
We'll get through
I
this,
like looking
know
at the
it.
AI names.
Praise the Emperor.
We're here.
That's Gabriel Angelos. That AI?
No, I mean like, I'm fighting Clan Megastoppers.
Walk softly.
I think that's a different clan than what Gorguts leads actually. Because I know there's several.
I think this is. I got a whole ass truck trying to. What the fuck?
While the
I'll
enemies
look
of
it
the
up.
Emperor still
Dawn of War Orc clan.
We stand ready.
He's evil.
Well, he is Evil Sons, but I mean the specific clan.
They really just send a truck all the way into the goddamn base.
Gorguts Ed Hunter. Ed
Oh
Hunter.
god.
As you wish. Reporting, sir. Yes, sir. Charge.
He was originally the war boss of the Evil Sons on the planet Lore from Lorne 5. Making it easier. They originally were all fighting, making it easier for Chaos to go after.
through the destruction of our
Gorguts
enemies.
united them by destroying Chaos banners. Or destroying Orc banners, then Chaos.
Motherfuckers.
Wait, no, that's Winter Assault. What? No, hold on.
Gorguts wasn't in the original game.
Yes, my lord.
What's the name of this orc?
Fight for your lives.
There is no such thing as innocence.
Yes, my lord.
War boss.
We are the Emperor's chosen. We stand ready. We're here. Following orders. The Emperor
Not
protects.
Ed Grumper.
Instructions. I shall obey.
Orc Among Us. Right, the sussy one.
We are the Imperial Guard. It is time we started acting like it.
Working this now.
Okay, they're not specific on the clans.
Fear denies faith. Fear denies faith.
That's a lot of works.
Yeah, no, the guy's name is literally Orc Among Us. Does that mean that he's sussy thick?
We are the Emperor's chosen. We're here.
It's now been immortalized in your archives.
We'll get
I
through
stopped
this.
Zoe the
for
Orc.
half a second there because the orcs were being very
Good.
I'm running out of cards.
And someone shall find it years from now, and it shall be in Zoe's archives. The Archivist archives.
Yes. I need to turn one of these into missile launcher.
Yes, my lord.
So that this doesn't happen again. Just drive past me and fucking.
We are the Emperor's chosen.
Why did you overrun them there? Oh god. Everyone's dead.
Oh god, they're all dead. They're all dead.
So, I'm gonna restart.
Oh, come on. I was able to do that fine.
You're playing the original where the AI isn't, like, stupid.
So you're saying because they're stupid, you're
The
failing.
orcs have overrun the city. This transgression shall not
Build routine
stand.
7.1
We will fight
initiated.
until the last orc.
I think it's because I built more
Heavy
servitors
bolter
than you.
turrets have been made available
Knowledge
to
is
us.
power.
Be sure
Because
to
I built
place
like
the
3 or
defensive
4 right
power
off the bat,
wisely.
so I had
Turrets
2
can now
down
be
there
upgraded
and
to missile turrets.
2 upgrading
These
my
will be
base.
able to hold against
Because I want an
almost
entire
any
army
vehicle
before
threat
I even
well.
thought about attacking.
Landmines are now available for placement in our enemy's paths.
I
The
also
orcs
set up a few
maintain
mines
an
down
iron
there.
grip on the city's
I only
strategic
get 4
points.
servitors.
We
They're not
must
infinite,
break their hold and deny the orcs their
Oh
supplies.
yeah, but I only needed. I only actually no, I only had 3.
What is your will?
I just kept having them die, so I kept having to respawn 1 or 2 at a time.
Set fucking minefields in these pathways.
With all due haste, I will
If
do
I'm
your
muscles,
will.
retreat back up the pathway.
Yes, most beneficent one.
Today the enemy shall not fear.
The Emperor protects.
Marine squad deployed.
We're here.
Does the mod let you use the units they wouldn't have access to in the original game at this point?
I think so, but it's still proper progression, so they won't pop up until later.
Okay, because I was curious, because I know like
Ever
you don't get assault marines until the mission before this.
I guess
That's
I'll
curious.
release the mission after this.
I was just curious if you could use devastators, because having 2 units of devastators would be helpful.
With all due haste,
Just throw 1 on each post, maybe a squad of space marines
moving out.
of assault and irregular to assist, and have a small strike force go after them with tanks.
I exist to serve.
Yes, my
I need
lord.
to get to the machine cult. It's over here. Right there.
The mission, what?
While the
Mission
enemies
cult.
of the Emperor still draw breath, there
I didn't know there was a
can be
machine cult in this map.
It's over here in the corner.
Blast and damnation.
Oh.
A sacred machine
That's
cult
useful.
has misfired and
I can't
landed
get
somewhere
without
within the
troops.
city.
Follow my lead.
We must recover the structure and any survivors.
stand ready.
The blasted
Taking
orcs
damage.
have built their infernal structures within the
stand
city
ready.
walls.
Cleanse,
Destroying these
purge,
structures is
kill.
vital if we are to regain
The
control
Emperor
over the city.
protects.
Okay, technically it is definitely both of us.
Let's
Ever
build this.
vigilant. Area secure.
Why are you shooting him with...
A bolt pistol.
Yeah, why are you shooting with bolts? Fucking whack him. That's a lot of shooting.
You whack 'em.
Your command. Onward.
Okay. I was gonna say send 1 squad of this Imperial help.
Praise the Emperor.
I need to get this turret over.
We're here. Following orders.
Yes, most beneficent one.
My knowledge
Also,
is at
librarians are
your disposal.
squishy as
Direct
shit.
us to the enemy.
That's why I was saying send a squad of Astartes to help him.
With all due haste,
I don't care enough about this
Knowledge
door.
is power. Hide it
Oh,
well.
I think if he,
lived.
Ever
I was gonna say I think if he dies, you lose the
The
mission.
Emperor
Nope, he
protects.
respawns back at base.
Oh, that's convenient.
Your order.
Why do you motherfuckers have so much range?
None shall stop us.
Reporting, sir. We're here.
I also decided playing more Dawn War 2.
I know it.
I'm gonna wait till you're available to play with me.
I could record that one
Exactly. Because I'm just getting tired of having to manage to cover all by myself.
To glory. Faith
And I
is
want
our
someone else to say, "Oh yes, this truly is good music" with me.
I await your instructions.
But for upgrades for the tacticals, I usually use 1 of each heavy weapon. But in the multiplayer, I tended to go to 2 heavy bolters and a missile and plasma gun, because I never saw a use for flamethrowers when I had assault marines.
I tend to specialize between a full squad of heavy bolters, full squad of missile launchers, full squad of plasma.
That's fair. I like to mix it up so that
faith.
but I tend to rely mostly on 2 heavy bolters
Purge the
With me,
beast.
brothers.
to deal with the infantry, because
Shit.
I'm only using the flamethrowers for the campaign because I'm
Bad
playing the work right
pathfinding.
now.
Don't let him through.
Yes, sir. We'll get
No!
I know it.
You hold that motherfucking truck right there. Melee him if you have to.
Charge him with a bayonet.
Affix bayonets. The bad pathfinding will protect us.
They literally are using bayonets against it.
Stop that fucking truck.
Oh. That's, hey, just like the tabletop.
Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord.
I knew exactly
The
what
orcs are pushing up the middle.
you upgrade your outpost
The
too?
Emperor protects.
Listening posts?
Walk softly.
The
I meant the
Emperor
other one.
protects.
I don't think I built it.
Yes,
Okay, I was
Lord.
gonna say, yeah, okay, because that's a good way of having extra
Venerate
turrets.
the immortal emperor.
Awaiting orders.
Ooh, the
Orders
political
received,
channel.
brother.
I think we're. Oh no, wait, no. Hellstone was in there.
Oh no.
Ever vigilant.
What did they say?
Fear
Just
our
roaming
wrath.
around. Being a bit of a memester.
No, no, yeah, no, that sounds like them.
Tagging heads.
Oh no, more orcs.
Awaiting
Still
orders.
very uncomfortable not remembering, but
Stay vigilant.
Orc Among Us is here to hold my hand.
No. There's so many orcs.
Wow, it's almost like they rely on heavy numbers.
It's almost like they're orcs.
One. Building 71 initiated.
They're able to get up there and help.
Build more Stardies. Oh, you don't have enough resources, never mind.
I need to get fish.
At your command.
If you use more tacticals, that compensates. I was gonna say, actually, if you use 2 units of Assault Marines, that should help too.
I don't have assault marines.
Stand ready.
Oh wait, they're the next mission, aren't they?
Yes.
That explains a lot.
The Emperor protects.
Awaiting
I
orders.
was actually having issues with the next mission because I couldn't get the Whirlwind tanks to aim at the...
Because they
Orc
start
base.
on ceasefire, so you have to turn off the ceasefire.
At your command.
I get out.
The cinematics are rendered in game,
The
so
Emperor
if they were not
protects.
ceasefire, they'd already blown up
An
the base.
open
and
mind
started
is like a
building.
fortress with its
That makes sense. I can understand why, though. I've seen... If you skip through a cutscene, you'll literally see them still moving like they were in the cutscene.
Yeah, I was watching a YouTuber called Giant Grand play this, and he's like, why won't the whirlwinds fire?
Weapons
Because
at
they're on
ready.
ceasefire.
It is time. Awaiting orders.
I ended up just backing them away because I thought I had to go around. Then going back and putting them on the edge, and then they fired fine.
Carry a big
They're an
gun.
artillery unit. Their attack ground, which still doesn't work if they're on ceasefire, fires
I didn't-
farther than their base range.
Yes.
I was gonna say I didn't do attack round. I literally just moved them to the very edge of the cliff there, and it worked to let them fire.
Reporting, sir.
I don't think it was supposed to, but it worked.
Somehow, somebody in the end. Oh, I should get scout marines to sniper rifles.
Nah.
Definitely need that wreck.
We are the Emperor's chosen.
Beware the alien.
Awaiting orders.
They got heavy bolters.
Fear denies
The squad has missile launchers.
Fear our wrath.
An open mind.
And again, I also forgot to use my heroes when I did this mission.
Taking damage.
God damn, there's another truck.
Scouts reporting for duty. I stand ready.
Pathfinding, stop them!
Initiating attack protocol 23.
Shit.
Weapons at ready. At your command.
Hope is the first step on the road to
Now I
disappointment.
have to chase the motherfuckers because a bunch of orcs are gonna pop out.
Taking
I say
damage.
keep your heroes back in the base to keep the... since they're gonna respawn there anyways. Keep them there to just slow down any enemies.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Where are my marines?
You told them to go a different way.
Why are they going that way?
At your command.
Because your guard's been up blocking
Yes,
them, I
my
think.
lord.
Fucking
We're
guards.
here.
I
Reporting,
give
sir.
you one job.
Yes, Lord.
Maybe move them forward a bit and then have the marines sitting behind
I
them.
will do as you ask.
We are the Emperor's chosen. For the glory of the Imperium.
Where the fuck are you going?
We stand ready.
To a door frame. He is a door.
Here to serve.
Under fire. Ever vigilant.
Come on, I deserve at least a chuckle for that pun.
Fuck you.
The Emperor protects.
Give me a chuckle. Give me a laugh.
Is
I
our
did.
shield.
Venerate the immortal emperor.
Good. I deserved it.
Fuck you.
Orders
No.
received.
Scouts ready.
You said you were
The
against
orcs are
that.
advancing on the
You
left
said
flank.
something about moral and
Brothers,
spiritual
quickly.
obligations.
Wait, what?
Those Imperial tanks are
Oh, you have a
damaged
dreadnought.
and are about to be
I don't
overwhelmed
remember
by the
these
orcs. We must ensure that at least half of the group make it back to the fortress safely.
Yeah, this wasn't in the original mission. That's a secondary one, I think.
Yeah, but this was not in the original. Well, they'll make it because there's not as many orcs on that side as this one. So
I think you have a dreadnought, by the way.
If I get to the machine cult, I will.
I stand ready.
Heresy
I also have
grows from
Pathfinder.
What would you have me do?
Gabriel, what are you doing over there?
It is better to die for the Emperor than to live for yourself.
It's better to get knocked over by the enemy than to stand and fight on your own 2 feet. Maybe I'll get these Lightning Russians, because that would make this a hell of a lot easier.
It would be nice. I actually have 10 Layman Russes at home.
For the Emperor.
Single snipers.
They were selling like a pack of them for like 200 when I was a kid. I don't know why it was only 200. I thought that was insane at the time. My parents did too. Now I know
Once
better
repaired,
because
these
the
tanks
one
will
tank is
serve
like
us well
150.
in our fight against the orcs. But for now, let their
So I literally
spirits
paid for
rest.
we paid for 2 tanks and got 10.
Where's my worker?
Yes, Lord.
Hey, you got Lehman Russes.
Hey!
It might have been something they wanted to put in the original campaign, but they couldn't because it was
A little bit too overpowered because base game Lehman Russes are basically artillery pieces.
We stand ready.
that too. They just didn't have the models done yet.
No,
What's
because
your
there's
order?
Lehman Russes throughout the original.
Maintain attack formation.
You probably
True,
didn't
but I mean-
explore much of Landfall, but you can find a Lehman Russ and take control of it in that mission.
Oh. No, that game, that mission kind of really railroads you hard.
Scouts in position.
I explored as much as I could, but it didn't let me
Fear
do
not,
much.
Psyker.
Well,
I didn't
there's
see
2
Lehman Russ.
ways to the Orc base, and it's like
Scouts here.
over on the road
Under
itself.
fire.
No, I took the other way because I was following the listening posts.
Yes, Lord.
I saw ways to fortify and I had to take it. I must
damn it, this
fortify
isn't the
this
truck.
position.
Stop the truck!
Yeah, I was gonna make a joke, but I just realized that would actually be too political for YouTube. I already made a joke calling Orc Among Us sussy thick.
Get through this, I know it.
I need more Space Marines.
The Emperor protects.
So does the entire Imperium. Also, if you build on the listening post, that does increase your requisition
Every
rate.
mind is like a fortress with its gates
You can build on the 2 up
unguarded.
above.
At your command.
We stand ready.
I guess I'm gonna have to leave a
Stay
squad of
vigilant,
Marines
brothers.
here to protect this.
Marine squad
You do.
deployed.
That's what I was saying. You have to leave a pretty large force behind and send a small one ahead. Maybe use the Layman Russes as the heavy punching
Emperor
force.
protects.
You want to get to the machine cult and use that to build tanks.
Here to serve.
Stop
Because you can use the
swearing.
tanks to punch to the base.
Yes, Lord.
We stand ready. Marine squad deployed. What is your order? We are the Emperor's chosen.
Get 'em, boys. Don't let them get melee range.
I love how the flamethrowers were all out of range of each other.
We are united in his service.
Yes, most beneficent one.
Stab
Faith
us.
is our shield.
Stabrius.
Marine squad deployed. Faith is our shield.
Stabrius and
Direct
stab.
us to the enemy. Fear denies faith.
Scouts awaiting
This
orders.
sniper
Don't get your
is
monastery.
fucking- I have a monastery.
Here to serve.
It's a good thing that, like, unlike some games, you don't have to spend requisition to repair your stuff.
At your command.
It is nice.
Yes, my lord.
It's a very annoying mechanic when I see that.
Maintain attack formation. Fear denies faith.
Scouts reporting for duty. At your
It's
like,
command.
can I not-
Scouts.
And
Commencing infiltration. Hide it well. Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment.
Yes, my lord.
Oh wait, my heavy bolter squad went the other way.
Taking heavy fire.
At your command.
Secure those strategic points and get reinforcements to those barricades.
Are you talking?
The
No.
Orcs will be here soon.
My lord, the orbital relay was hit in the initial bombardment and is offline. Our servitors are repairing it, but they must be protected.
Without that facility, we cannot direct orbital bombardment with the precision we require. Fear not.
I'm pretty sure they were. You just had to find.
The Orcs are advancing on
I don't know. I
left
never
flank.
played the original except for the other day, so maybe I'm wrong.
I gotta get some shoot hole.
It's interesting. They have all the voice lines. It looks like it was there originally. It just got cut, maybe.
Yeah.
An open mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded.
I need one of you.
Fear denies faith. Understood. Ever vigilant. Yes, my lord. Cleanse, purge, kill.
Orcs.
Heresy grows from idleness. Under fire.
The Emperor protects. We'll get through this, I know it.
Here comes a lot of orcs.
You need more orcs. I'm gonna make more orcs. I'm just saying, it's not. If ever you think there's not enough orcs, just send more orcs. Oh, I'd love to see a Skaven mod for this game, but I don't think the engine could handle it.
I think Escape is just
No such thing as innocence.
I'm just saying, like, imagine the Skaven in this engine, how quickly they'd crash it.
Fear our wrath.
Just 2 squads of Skaven slaves
We are the Emperor's
would outnumber the entire Astartes' full army.
fear denies faith.
Then again, the orcs kind of dominate the role that the Skaven hold in fantasy. It's funny because they're in fantasy. Orcs are in fantasy too, but they don't really match the 40k orcs.
they're not as inventive.
That yeah.
Claim it in the name of the Emperor.
There is no such thing as innocence.
Yes, my lord.
Only degrees of
There's no such thing as innocence.
Awaiting
I
orders.
swear I'm innocent when I say this.
Scouts in position.
Fear denies.
I know I'm innocent. I'm a perfect little angel.
Yes, most beneficent one. Yes, Lord.
Oh, it's just his neutral servitor working on this thing. Cool.
Well, you gotta get orbital bombardment somehow.
The Emperor protects.
I keep giving these fuckers grenade launchers.
We're here.
Ah, they're using grenade
Awaiting
launchers.
orders. The area
Grenade
is
launchers are
secure.
actually good against
Emperor
orcs.
be praised. The machine cult is still intact.
They're better against
We
Gretchen
must
though.
get a servitor to finish its construction immediately.
Yay, I got a machine pool. And a dreadnought.
I will purge the
An open
unclean.
mind is like a fortress with its gates unbarred and
It is better
unguarded.
to die for the Emperor than live for yourself.
I love the dreadnought lines. I told you before my OC for Warhammer is actually dreadnought, right?
With courage and honor.
Oh, I swore I did. But yeah, I got a
Innocence.
my brother and I were working on along with a few of his friends, we're making up characters for a Deathwatch team. The idea was actually to do like a game where we play as them eventually. And because we could, we're all different,
Instructions.
very, very unlore friendly combos. Like my brother's actually a Night Lord Chaplain. Who actually was recruited following a little during the chaos fleeing from Terra when the Night Lords vanished and started the whole we're just gonna fuck with the Imperium on the edge of the galaxy thing. But he eventually leaves and is basically, after being interrogated and questioned by the Inquisition, allowed to remain as a Death Watch and eventually got training to be a chaplain. Very unlore friendly.
Die for the Emperor than live for yourself. Heresy.
But my character is actually an Iron Warrior. Dreadnought.
It is time.
And there's a reason that
The orcs are pushing
they
up
never
the
question
middle,
his
so
loyalty.
the orbital relay is operational. Let us
He
call
hit it,
in an
he's in a
orbital
dreadnought
bombardment.
suit because he
We
hit
will
his head too
crush
many
this
times.
orc vermin. Call the wrath of the heavens down upon them.
What's your order?
He was actually around. I don't know how much you know of the Iron Warrior lore, but
Faith and duty.
the Iron Warriors actually were famous before they found before Perturabo was found. Because the 40th Expeditionary Fleet is well known for being one of the reasons that Segmentum Solar was secured an Imperial stronghold. But they're in the early years of the Crusade, and he was actually involved in that. That's when he was turned into a dreadnought. Here in the final days of that start phase of the Great Crusade.
On alert, brothers.
But
The enemy must be nearby.
he was, when they reunited with the Primarch and all that, eventually he was sent away as one of the garrisoning Iron Warriors. However, he was never called back because Perturabo hated him. Because he could not say Perturabo's name correctly. He constantly calls him Perturabo. And it annoys the fuck out of Perturabo. But he couldn't get rid of him because he was actually a ancient hero, and the other Iron Warriors at least respected him. That dreadnought's about to die.
And as soon as it does,
But yeah, so it was for that, and because he was also had some other issues, like the fact he cannot do anything lower volume than shouting,
I stand ready at your command.
and a few other things. He was basically exiled when the Iron Warriors, and didn't even find out about the heresy until after it was over.
I stand ready.
Because the Imperium was securing worlds that they believed would fall into traitor, and he was basically on a nearly dead world with only a few villagers. And and so they basically arrived, and he greeted them. They thought he was attacking them. And he's like, "What? How did I attack my brothers?" And the Ultramarines were like, "What the fuck?"
Getting into position.
And so they turned him over. They brought him back to Terra, where he got taken in by the Inquisition, who ended up using him. Because, you know, they can't really give him to another chapter because he refuses to give up being called an Iron Warrior, even though he denounces the rest.
At once.
What's your order?
sounds
Very
like
un-
South Ryland or the only loyalist remaining.
Direct us to the
Yeah,
awaiting orders.
I forgot Rylanor even was a dreadnought, honestly. I always, for some reason, I keep thinking he's a apothecary.
My knowledge is
It's a
at your
dreadnought.
disposal.
I know he is. I remember him because he's in the first couple Horus Heresy books.
The ancients and rights.
He's actually one the Sal Tarvitz talks to a few times.
Fear not the psyche.
But,
Fate is us.
yeah, that was actually an OC I have for Warhammer. Personally, I'm very fond of him, but I still need to build his model.
Burn, wretched Xenos. That's the last of their sorry structures to be found within these walls.
Gabriel, I think you're done because there is structurally beautiful walls.
Yeah, statues don't count, or signs don't
An
count.
open mind.
They can
is
just
like
send
a
guardsmen
fortress
at that.
with its gates unbarred and
This
unguarded.
day shall be a glorious one for the Imperium.
Yes, my lord.
Direct
Surprised the
us
mission
to
isn't over. When I did that, that's when the mission ended.
engaging the enemy.
I have to take the city itself.
Oh, well, that's a new one.
At last.
I just had to destroy the enemy bases and it counted.
Scouts in position. Yes, my lord. Getting into
I
position.
I actually completely missed the middle of the city when I did this.
Fear denies faith.
Sniper,
Orders
sniper.
received.
Good thing is this is just cleanup duty for you.
Yep.
I sense
My sniper just
danger.
casually
We
shooting
will
the
root it
fucking
out.
building.
Yes, my lord.
Taking hits. I am ready to serve again.
I like Dreadnought executions.
Yeah, the Dreadnoughts are a really cool armed faction unit. Surprised you didn't upgrade him to have a heavy weapon.
I learned something recently that giving him a assault cannon makes him do less melee damage.
Well, yeah, it's because he only has one power fist then. I just always prefer the flexibility, but I also usually only have one Dreadnought or two. Because I rely mostly on Predators when I play multiplayer.
Scouts awaiting orders.
Or heavy infantry
Scouts
and
awaiting
Predators and
orders.
Whirlwinds.
What's your
Technically
order,
should be
Colonel?
using Rhinos too, but I don't feel like always having to manage which ones are transports and which ones are battle tanks.
Yes, my lord.
While the enemies of the Emperor still draw breath, there can be
Not
no
where the shooters
peace.
are.
Taking hits.
To attack the Dreadnought.
At last,
Work.
back to war.
That'll be their last mistake.
I don't know, the assault cannon was useful there. Killed a few of them as they got in. Moved across as a close distance.
I will destroy their minds
Then again, I tend to use Dreadnoughts as heavy range.
with courage and
Because I don't like having melee troops as the starties.
the road to disappointment.
Fair.
What's your order? Fear denies faith. Decision
Why I don't even build assault marines anymore. Outside of one or two packs just to have them.
Assault marines are
They are, and I like to use them to intercept melee.
I am ready to serve.
But in general, I only use assault marines if I'm playing chaos because I like to look at the raptors.
At last, back to war.
Venerate the immortal Emperor.
I guess I go out
Think-
and destroy
Carry a
the base.
bit
Your
going.
command. Getting into position.
I am ready to serve again. Awaiting orders.
Yes, my lord. I sense danger. We will root it out.
My phone has the beeps.
My phone hasn't beeped.
Fuck him up, Gabriel.
Venerate the immortal
Fear
Emperor.
denies faith. Heresy grows from idleness.
Let none pass.
We stand
Let them
ready.
all pass.
Taking damage. Orders received.
Make Gandalf the most impressive of Astartes in this universe.
Mission accomplished.
Also nice, you managed to get Isidore killed before.
An open mind
No,
is
he's
like
right
a
there.
fortress with its gates unbarred and unguarded.
Faith is eternal.
My faith.
Does the first Dawn of War have apothecaries?
Yes.
An open mind
Okay.
is like a fortress.
That
I know
is
they're not
a
available.
Excellent.
six.
We've managed to secure the strategic
in
points.
position.
All that
Scouts here.
remains is to
Scouts
hold
here.
on to them until the orcs are expunged from the city.
Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. Search commencing. Scouts here.
Stop being spotted.
Scouts
assholes.
here. Getting into position.
We are the Emperor's chosen. Orders received.
I'm the Emperor's chosen.
Are you?
Knowledge is power.
I am a champion of Pertarabu.
Shooters versus Marines, who will win?
I'll be honest, the whole thing about Perturabo was not actually on purpose either. That's because I kept mispronouncing his name. So I decided to make it just canon.
Taking heavy fire.
These shitheads do more damage than I do.
Fear denies faith.
Well, they are using Shudas.
I do more melee damage though. 32, 39.
Orders received.
Scouts in position.
Well, that makes sense. Tacticals are meant to be able to do both roles. Just not the best at either.
Scouts
Fucking
in
scouts.
position.
Direct us to the enemy. Cleanse.
Scouts here.
Ooh, I am curious. If you had to make Dawn of War 3,
The
which
Emperor
doesn't exist,
protects.
unfortunately,
My aim shall not falter.
how would you set up the story and the factions? Like, what factions would you choose?
Man, I don't know. Maybe do something with something that has not been used to death already. Stupid necromancy.
Huh.
Agreed. I I serve mankind. I command.
I fully respect it. I'd agree. Actually, do you know what army what I'd do the story based around? I'd do a, you get 2 options,
Scouts in position.
and they're both full-length
Scouts
campaigns.
Ever vigilant. Understood.
One of the factions would be Tau, and the other one would be the Imperium. And that wouldn't be the only playable factions, but that would be the 2 major ones you can play in the campaign. And it's both of them fighting over a planet and dealing with the Tyranid invasion at the same time.
Maybe a good story would be like the Nids coming to a world to harvest a biomass, and it happens to be a tomb world, and that comes wake up. So what the fuck is going on up here?
It would be interesting.
At your command, orders received,
Although I'd...
brother.
I am the instrument of his
Awaiting
will.
orders.
To me, my brothers,
Ooh.
is eternal.
What if it was a tomb world, but the Necrons had conquered it, but kept humans alive because they wanted subjects?
They would never do that. Unless they're one of the
Huh?
really weird dynasties.
Who says it can't be a weird dynasty?
I don't think any dynasties actually do have human slaves.
Oh, plenty do.
Baltic's dynasty fell to flesh creatures, so that's why they had humans.
Even in death, I still serve.
I'm gonna say I know most, very few would treat them the same as, no one would treat them the same as Necron subjects, like they'd have no rights, they'd basically be cattle, rank-wise. But I could see it happening, like just a overlord of a shattered dynasty who basically only has the one planet. So they only have a limited amount of Necrons, so it's because of damage from these long sleep. So they're forced to rely on guards on PDF in order to supplement their forces.
Attacking as ordered, at your command. For the glory of the Imperium.
He who stands with
That's just an idea. I honestly would like to see the faction, an army campaign based around the Tau, though.
I would be fine with any campaign that isn't the fucking Blood Ravens.
To be fair, the Dawn of War games are about the Blood Ravens. It'd be like playing Space Marine and saying, why the fuck are there Ultramarines in this game?
They are Ultramarines.
I'm just saying, you can't really not have the Blood Ravens in a Dawn of War game.
Look at him go.
Back to war.
I have decided I am not going to do the fourth mission for this video because it's going to take probably an hour.
Well
if
done,
not more.
brothers. We've pushed the orcs beyond the walls. The city is
I'll
ours
do
once
the fourth
again.
mission tomorrow. Didn't even get to
God
use the
damn.
rustings.
I was only here for one mission, talked your ear off, and then you're kicking me off.
I'm not kicking you off, you can be on stream.
Knock it off, all of you.
As I said, kicking me off.
He's moving out. We's not gonna stay and fight. I's the biggest orc here, which means I's the leader of yous lousy bunch of gits. We've been waiting and waiting to fight these Marine boys, and we's gonna stomp them back good. To do that, we need the strength of all the boys, not a small, weak mob of rats like yous boys. Use your skull for something besides thumping. We's orcs, and we's were made for fighting and winning.
This one's
Trothing, you're the boss. Who's gonna go get Big Boss Orc among
I still love
us?
that persuasion.
We got something special planned for these humies.
He's soft for an orc. Gorgus just fucking murders orcs at random because he's pissed off.
Yeah, but he's also not the biggest orc, but he's probably one of the smartest ones.
The funniest thing about Gorguts is in Winter Assault, after the first mission, when he crashes his plane, he murders the orc he's talking to because like, go find me another fucking pilot.
Just reminds me of Zoe for some reason.
Right next to a human base too. This is just fucking great.
Yeah, I need to play Winter Assault, but I still need to beat this one.
Anyway, Club Patrons, I'll see you whenever I record the next one and upload it.